This has got all the ingredients to be a 5-star. Like, how criminal is this? How are they allowed to get away with this? But I did pick up some books.
Just remember, middle of nowhere, valley, snow so high it's...
Why won't you focus? Hi, my name's Michaela. Welcome back to my YouTube channel where we talk about all things books. In today's video, we have a new release thriller book reading vlog. But it's not just a new release thriller reading vlog. We do so much fun stuff. We go to a book signing and meet Alice Feeney. The Alice Feeney. And T.M. Logan. I mean, that's pretty cool. We go book shopping. We've got a book haul. And we go to a surprise screening at the cinema where we don't know what film we're going to see until like the credits roll. I really hope you like this vlog. I think it's a fun one and I hope you think so too. Please hit the subscribe button. Please hit that like button. Thank you so much for being here. And let's get into it. This is so impromptu. I didn't know I was going to be vlogging. This is a very spur of the moment decision, but I started reading a book last night and I was like, I have a feeling this book is going to be unreal and I need to speak to you about it. So I thought, fuck it, why not vlog? I've just put the heat on, so if you can hear that, then that's what that is. But the book it's called Frozen People by Elly Griffiths. Now, Elly Griffiths is actually a new to me author. I've never read any of her books before. And the reason I have never picked up any of her books is because I know she's a thriller author. I met her at Harrogate Crime and Thriller Festival last year and she seemed lovely. The reason I've never picked up any of her books is because I think her covers give old people. Like, I would never walk past this book in a bookshop and pick it up. And the same applies for this cover too. And now listen, I get it. I get that that's a really shallow thing to like say, but we absolutely judge books by their cover, whether like we admit it or we don't. Like, that's what piques our interest at first. And if I hadn't heard one of my friends speaking about this book, I don't think it would have been on my radar. So I'm literally 15% into this book. I'm really not very far in, but we meet a detective named Elly, and she is described as being like quite quirky. She's got like red hair. She's like in her 50s, I think. I hope I'm not aging her. She's got like her nose pierced and she's a police detective. But she is a police detective for a cold case department. So they investigate historical crimes. Now there's a twist. The twist is, this is no spoiler obviously, they can time travel. I'm sorry, time travel? No, stop, I'm obsessed. Now, obviously nobody knows that they can time travel. It's a complete secret, only like high up government officials do. And now they are gonna go back to the 1800s to try and solve a crime. And I feel like this has got the potential to be like everything I love in a book. I love a bit of a historical setting. I do like a police procedural and like a cool female detective. This has got all the ingredients to be a 5-star. Talking about ingredients, do you like my new tea towel? It says, bitch, I am the secret ingredient. So like I said, I'm not very far into it at all. It's actually not out yet. I got this arc off NetGalley and I heard about the book and then went and found it on NetGalley and specifically requested it. It comes out, I want to say on February the 16th. If I'm wrong, I'll put it on the screen. So like not very far. And if I love it, then I'm gonna order it because I think there's a special edition copy too. But I just have a good vibe, you know, like, and I think it actually might be part of a new series that Elly Griffiths is writing. I think that a lot of her books before are part of a series. Fingers crossed. Let's see how this goes. Let's see how long it takes me to read it because I haven't been reading a lot lately, to be honest. Like, I just feel like this month was my birthday month, so I feel like I was like really busy with that and we went away. So yeah, I've not read a lot. I'm going to see Alice Feeney tonight, which is exciting, and T.M. Logan. And then on the weekend I'm getting a tattoo done, so hopefully I can get some cool vlog footage and like insert it in here. I think, am I going book shopping on Sunday? I'm going book shopping on Sunday too. This is going to be a cool vlog. Okay, right, yeah, no. I'm glad I started this impromptu vlog. See you soon. It's like 30 seconds later, but I've just remembered there's something that I want to show you that's really exciting. So me and my partner Amy, we're getting married this year, which is scary, but I'm so excited. And our wedding invitations have just come. So we're not actually having a wedding. We're eloping. But we're gonna have a party when we get back for like our friends and family. And our invitations have just arrived. Obviously, I can't show you like the invitation because it's got like the location details and stuff. And as much as I'd love you all there, we haven't got the room. Do you know what I mean? But this is the back of it. It just says we're getting married, A&M, and we're going for a pink and red colour theme because pink and red is like my new obsession. And yeah, I'm really excited. Amy's not seen them yet. She's at work. So I'm so excited to show her when she gets back. I designed them as well, by the way. Yeah. So yeah, that's just something exciting to look forward to, you know, like good vibes.
And then around midnight, just as we're about to go to sleep, I saw a face in the window. Just remember, middle of nowhere, valley, snow so high it's kind of blocking half the window, no phone signal, car doesn't work. Screamed my head off.
Hi besties, oh my god, last night I went to the Alice Feeney book signing with TM Logan. Hopefully you've seen like a couple of clips and I managed to insert them okay. And I just honestly had the best night. I love going to author signings anyway. Like, I love hearing authors talk about their books. I just find it so interesting in like how different every author is. But I think Alice Feeney may be one of my favourite authors that I met. Like, alongside like Lisa Jewell, John Mars and Alice Feeney. Like, I wasn't sure what to expect because I don't think I've ever seen her like do any interviews or speaking videos before. So I wasn't really sure what to expect. But she was so funny. I can't tell you how funny she actually was. Like, she had the whole audience laughing so much. And honestly, it was one of the best author signings that I've been to. TM Logan was also so lovely. I'm so excited to read his newest release, which is coming out this month, February. So yeah, it was just such wholesome fun. Like, that's the best way I can describe going to author signings. If you haven't been to one, it's like just wholesome fun. We actually went for food beforehand as well, and loads of people from our book club come. I want to say there was like 6 to 8 of us maybe who come to our book club every single month. So it was like an official book club outing. I loved it. But anyway, let me show you the book. So I had a proof copy, but as part of like the ticket price, you also got the hardback version of the book, which I'm so happy about because if you didn't know, this was my best book of 2024. I loved it. But as part of the ticket, you got straight edge edition. Honestly, it's absolutely stunning, and obviously it's signed as well, and I'm just obsessed. So this is the independent bookshop edition, so I think you can buy it. I think you can just buy them from independent bookshops, but I'm just so happy I've actually got a really, really pretty copy. I'm obsessed. And then I have got a proof of The Daughter, which is TM Logan's next book, which comes out next month. And so he signed this, and honestly, he was so lovely. And he actually put a picture of me and Emma on his Instagram. I literally seen it about half an hour ago. I'll put a picture like on screen here so you can see it. And oh yeah, it was just the best night. I think it's definitely one of the best author signings I've been to. So the book signing was actually held in Lingham's, which is a bookshop that's really close to me actually. Oh my god, I actually met somebody that follows my TikTok there, and she came up to me and said that she loved my videos, and I was like, oh my god, stop. Surreal, literally crazy. So while I was waiting for the queue to go down so I could get my book signed, I had a little look around the books that they had in there, and I picked up a copy of The Lamb by Lucy Rose. Lucy Rose was actually doing a book signing last night as well, but it was in a different location. But she popped into Lingham's and signed some copies earlier in the day, so I managed to pick up a signed copy, and I am so excited to read this. It's about a mother and daughter, but the mother is a cannibal. I'm obsessed with the cover. The author seems so lovely. She's a debut author, so I'm really going to try and read this soon. I'm so excited to read it. And to give you a little update as well on Frozen People by Elly Griffiths, I didn't read much last night, as I'm sure you can imagine. I was knackered when I got home. So I'm still only like 20% through it. But I'm hoping I can get it finished by this weekend. I'm getting a tattoo done on the weekend. So I think I'm in for half a day. So hopefully I can get some reading in while that's being done to distract me from the pain. Also on Sunday, we're going book shopping in Manchester. We're going to meet me and Emma are going to meet some of our friends. We're going to meet James, who's Creepy Corner Reads on TikTok, and Anna from Anna Reads Horror. So we're going to go book shopping there. So you may see some clips of that in this video as well. So yeah, if I have any more pressing thoughts on Frozen People, I will come back to you. I'll update you. We have a guest on the YouTube channel. We have Emma Reads Cry, and we are on our way. We just got into Manchester and we are going to meet James and Anna and hopefully go book shopping, do lots of damage, and I really want a spicy margarita, so hello. Shall we do a little reading update? Because I have finally finished The Frozen People by Elly Griffiths. And I'm not joking when I say this has taken me so long to read. I think I've been reading it for like 7 or 8 days, which is insane. I think I'm in a bit of a... But I don't want to say it out loud because I feel like if I say it out loud, then it becomes real. And like I'm just trying not to put pressure on myself to read, because I think that's the worst thing you can do. So I actually don't think it's the book's fault at all that it's taken me so long to read, because I actually really did enjoy this book. This was my first book from Elly Griffiths, and it's safe to say I'm going to be reading more. I think I touched on what the book is about before, but just in case I didn't, if I did, I will be cutting this clip out. But basically we follow a group of detectives who solve cases which are so cold they are frozen. And I love that like little play. Like I think that's like a really good like play on like cold cases frozen. I don't know. That satisfies me. But what people don't know about how they solve these cases is that they actually time travel back to when the murders were committed, and they gain evidence, and that's how they are solving them. And I just think that's so clever. So in this book, they actually go back to 1850 to try and solve a group of like women that were being murdered. They want to try and find the guy that did it. So they go back to 1850, so the Victorian era. And I really, really like books with the Victorian era, I think. I'm very new to historical fiction. The book for me definitely had that like middle of the book syndrome where I felt like the pace was quite slow. And the book really kicks off like from the first page, it kicks off. We find out that they're going to be going back to like 1850, and we found out that they've done this before. And I just personally think I would have liked it a bit more if they had maybe started like while they were in another time for another case, then they come back and then they went to the 1850s, just so we got a bit more of an understanding about how it actually works, like the time traveling aspect for it. But that's obviously personal opinion. Is my top on backwards? It is. I've got my top on backwards. Great. I did find myself like getting slightly confused at times because there was a lot of characters being introduced as well. Like because we've got all of the characters from the 1850s, we then got that cast of characters, and we've also got modern day characters like in our time now. So I felt like there was a lot of characters being introduced, and I was really struggling getting my head around it, and because I haven't been reading as much, I wasn't reading big chunks at a time. I was just reading like really little chunks. So I feel like that could have been a me problem. But yeah, I did find myself getting a little bit confused. The detective in this book, Alison, she was such a cool character. Like, I love the fact that like she was like in her 50s, but like she had like a nose pierce, and she's just not like what you imagine like a typical 50-year-old police detective to be. And I really did appreciate that. This is going to be part of a series, and I'm definitely going to be carrying on the series and picking up more books from Elly Griffiths. I think I'm going to give it a 3.5, which my ratings probably makes it sound like I actually didn't like that. I did really, really like it, but there is a lot that I would have changed, and my ratings is just based on how I feel. And I think a 3.5 feels right, but that doesn't mean that it was a bad book. It comes out on the 13th of February, so really, really soon. But I just think Elly Griffiths needs a new cover designer. I hate her covers. I would never have picked this up in a supermarket if I hadn't heard of what the book is about. But yeah, 13th of February, and I'm excited to see what everyone else is going to think of it. Anyway, hopefully you've seen in the vlog footage, I went book shopping with Emma, James and Anna on the weekend. We went to Manchester and they showed us around Manchester. They showed us all the sights. And I've never actually been book shopping in Manchester before. It was my first time. So we went to House of Book and Friends. Of course, we went to Waterstones, and we also went to Queer Lit. And I think that's my new favourite bookshop. So they only stock queer books. And by that, it doesn't necessarily mean that the book is gay. It could mean that the author is gay or identifies as bisexual, is transgender, etc. And I just love that so much. I couldn't believe how big the sapphic book section was. I was in awe. And there were so many books that I didn't actually realise were sapphic or had like sapphic authors. Yeah, wow, I need to go back there. They had a whole section for children's books, and I just think that is amazing. Like, I've never seen that before. Like, obviously they're out there, but I just never seen them before in like a bookshop or anything. And I was just like, oh my God, this is incredible. Like, they had like drag queen books for kids, like told in picture book versions, and I just think that's incredible, isn't it? But I did pick up some books. I picked up Sarah Waters' Fingersmith because I have wanted to read this book ever since I was at Harrogate Crime and Thriller Festival. Jack Jordan was giving his talk and he said that this is one of his favourite books ever. And I love Jack Jordan. So I've had my eye on it forever. And then when I seen it in Waterstones, I was like, I'm just going to have to get it. I think this is... I don't really know much about this, to be honest. I know it's set in the Victorian era. Sarah Waters really likes the Victorian era, and apparently most of her books are set there. And actually she has a sapphic romance book set in the Victorian era called Tip in the Velvet. I've lived under a rock because apparently she's really famous, and I can't believe it's taken me this long to pick it up. So hopefully I like this and then I can buy more books from her. And the bookseller, when I was paying for my books, actually said this is one of his favourite books. I feel like they always say that to me though. Like, do they have to say that? And then I also picked up a non-fiction, which is Thank You for Calling the Lesbian Line by Elizabeth Lovat. Now, this hadn't actually come out yet when I bought it. I think it's only coming out on like, I want to say the 6th of February. So when I bought it, it wasn't even out yet. It was just on the shelves early. But this is just a non-fiction book about the history of lesbians. And if you didn't know, I am a lesbian and I really want to learn more about the history side of things for queer people. And I thought this was a good place to probably start. I'm planning on like just dipping my toe into it. Like I'm reading like a section like now and again. I don't think non-fiction is the sort of book that I would just read like cover to cover. Maybe I will. Maybe it'll just grip me and I won't be able to stop myself. But yeah, I think I'm just gonna try and read like a chapter at a time, and I hope I really like it and I hope I learn some stuff overall. Okay, so the next book we're going to be reading is a book that I actually seen in Queer Lit. I don't have a physical copy because I was going to buy it, but I am trying to be better with my book buying, she says, as she's just shown you 2 books. But I have got a NetGalley arc of The 3 Lies of Cate. It is out now, and I've seen it in the sapphic book section in Queer Lit, and I was like, I've got an arc of that, and I didn't know that it was queer. I requested it because it's been pitched as for fans of Taylor Jenkins Reid, and that is me. But yeah, it follows a main character who is a lesbian, and basically she is an author who nobody knows who she is. She's been anonymous ever since she started her career. So, and now she needs to come out as her, I think, otherwise her secrets are going to be revealed. I don't know, to be perfectly honest. I'm just going to have to read it. I'm going into it a bit blind now that I know it is about lesbians. So hopefully I can get through this book a bit quicker. I've got some annual leave. I've got a long weekend, so hopefully I can get a good amount of reading done, and I will report back. I actually also had my tattoos then. I think there should have been some vlog footage of that. I had a tattoo on my knee. I'll put insert picture here. I had a cobweb with a spider, and the spider's name is Ralph from Cackle, so we love that. And I also had the back of my leg done, and all I can say is the pain. I had numbing cream because I am child, and it still hurt. God, my knee, wow. And then the back of my leg, I had Ghostface, because Ghostface is iconic. So again, insert picture here. I didn't actually get much reading done while I was having my tattoo done. I had these big plans of like reading for 5 hours. It did not happen, but the tattoos are cute, so. Hello friends, how are you all? I am back with a reading update. I think this is like the first time my bookshelf is like featured on my YouTube channel as well. As you can see, like it's just not very aesthetic, is it? And like there's no window directly, you don't care. Moving on. This is one of my bookcases. I've got two, but they're both in different rooms because, you know, space. So I'm back with a reading update. I have been reading The 3 Lives of Cate. And that silence is, I'm not having a great time. I'm going to be honest with you. I think immediately the problem with the book is it's being marketed as a thriller. It's not a thriller. It's been marketed as for fans of Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. That is a bold claim. That is a very, very bold claim. What I told you about the synopsis before, I don't think that was quite right. So we're basically following this author. Nobody knows who she is. She's always written under a pseudonym, and the pseudonym is Cate K. And we are basically getting a memoir of her entire life told through the people that actually knew her. So we're getting a memoir from when she was a child till an adult, basically, and it's leading up to something. So yeah, it's basically my fault, like, because I could just DNF it, and I don't know why I can't. Like, I'm just seeing like I'm just like an hour and a half, just get it finished. So I'm gonna try and finish it, and I will report back. But so far, it's feeling like maybe like a 2-3 star. Not great. It's also being marketed as sapphic, and like the main character is a lesbian, which obviously like the representation is always good, and I think it's been chosen as like a Reese's book club pick as well, which is why I think it's getting like all the hype it has. But I think its first problem is it's being marketed as a thriller, and it's not. It's a literary fiction, in my opinion. Anyway, we're going to the cinema tonight. We are going to the cinema, and we don't know what we're going to see. So me and Amy, we're signed up to the Odeon Limitless because like we love going to the cinema. They have a showing tonight which is called Scream Unseen, and it's a new release horror that's not out yet, and you don't find out what you're seeing until like the film starts playing. So that's exciting. But yeah, maybe I'll get a little film review after we've left the film. I'll let you know what we've been to see. So yeah, I'm not really having a great time, and I'm glad I didn't buy the physical copy of it when I was out in Manchester now, because that would have been a waste of money, wouldn't it? So yeah, I shall speak to you all very soon. I've just come in downstairs for a quick look at the books before we go to the cinema, because I mean, how can you not? And I just need to show you something. Like, how criminal is this? How are they allowed to get away with this? Like, even the font is exactly the same, like the wrong sister, the wrong daughter. Like, that is so bad. But yeah, I just don't know how like they're allowed to get away with that. It's absolutely crazy. Like, surely like is it copyright? I don't know, because I guess it is slightly different. So even Amy is shocked. Would you be confused?
Yeah, very.
At like, you what?
Confused.
.com. Also, did you know that Karen Slaughter has a crime club in Asda? Because I did not. So hopefully you saw in the previous clip, but the film we went to see was Heart Eyes. Now, I actually hadn't heard of this horror, and apparently it's coming out on Valentine's Day, so we really did get to see it early. And I really enjoyed it. It was given like scary movie. Like it was full on taking the piss out of horror films. But at the same time, it was still really gory. And I mean, some scenes were really gory. And a few jumpy bits as well. It was like so self-aware. And it was like fully taking the piss out of horror films. But like in such a funny way. I really enjoyed it. And it comes out on Valentine's Day. So I mean, if you like horror films, I think it's a fun one to go and see like with your partner or your friends or even by yourself, because self-love. And I did finish reading The 3 Lies of Cate. And we're going to wrap up this vlog and tell you I hated it. Everything I said in the previous clip still stands. I thought the ending was stupid. I don't know how I was supposed to feel sorry for this main character. Like, I feel like she was just a product of her own doing, essentially. And yeah, I didn't like it. I'm gonna give it 2 stars because I don't like giving 1-star ratings out. I don't know why, but I just don't. So I'm gonna give it 2 stars. Do not recommend. So glad I didn't buy the physical copy, let me tell you. So unfortunately, we're going to finish on a negative review, but that's fine. I really still hope you've enjoyed this vlog. I would still recommend that you pick up Frozen People because I did enjoy it. And like, I haven't been able to stop thinking about it. So I may up my rating to a 4-star because I really think 3.5 was probably a bit harsh. I was being a bit of a bitch that day, clearly. As always, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. Please hit that subscribe button and leave me a comment if you enjoyed this video. Thank you, and I shall see you next time.